Hey, how's it going everyone? In this video we're having a look at example 2 from chapter 10.2, and the first question we've got is solving for x for 3 cos x plus 3 equals 0. And like our previous example, I want to rearrange it so I have minus 3 divide 3 will give me minus 1. So cos x equals minus 1. Now, because we've got minus 1, it's going to be a boundary point. If we remember our unit circle, we're going to be over here at pi because cos of pi is equal to minus 1. So that means our angle that we're looking for is essentially just pi. And we want to work out the solutions between minus 4 pi and positive 4 pi. So starting with this one, we've got positive pi, and I want to do a full rotation, which will end up being 3 pi. And just check, have we gone past our domain? Well, we got at 3 pi, so no. So I could keep going. So if I go again, a full rotation, I'll end up at 5 pi. Just check, this time we are outside of our domain, so we stop there. Going backwards, if we start at pi, and I want to go backwards, so I go backwards, I'll end up at minus pi. So starting at positive, going backwards a full rotation, I'll end up at minus pi. From there, we are inside the domain, so let's go again. So at the moment I'm at minus pi, and go back a full rotation. I'll go back to minus 3 pi. I'm still inside the domain, so I could go again. Minus 3 pi, a full rotation, minus 5 pi. It's outside the domain, so I stop there. So they're my solutions. I get x is equal to pi minus pi, positive 3 pi, and minus 3 pi. Or you could write it as plus or minus pi, plus or minus 3 pi. So that's for part A. We'll have a look at the second bit. So solving to 2 decimal places, we've got sine of x is equal to minus 0.75 for values of x between 0 and 4 pi. So we don't need to rearrange it because we've already got sine of x equals something. And to start off with, we notice that we've got a negative over here. So we need to work out which quadrant we are. So we're not in the first one because it's positive. We're not in the second because sine is positive, which means we must be in 3 and 4. So Q3, Q4. Going back to some trig solving, if we find the inverse of 0.75 in radians, we'll do this on our calculator. We'll find that it's equal to 0.848. Now, since we've got x is in between 0 and 4 pi, it means we'll have 4 solutions. So because we're between 0 and 2 pi, we get 2 solutions. another rotation, we'll get another 2 solutions, so we get 4. So our first one is going to be when we have pi plus theta for the position over here. And our angle, as we worked out, was 0.848. For this one over here, we'll have 2 pi take our angle. So it'll be 2 pi take 0.848. And then when we do another rotation, we're going to be at 3 pi. So it'll be 3 pi plus theta. And then continue on, we get 4 pi take theta. So 3 pi plus 0.848 and 4 pi take 0.848. So working all those out in our calculator, we find that the first one is about 3.99 to 2 decimal places, 5.44, 10.27, 11.72. So that's all correct to 2 decimal places. We'll just do the last example. So we've got tan of x in degrees plus 12.5 equals 0. And we're looking for angles between 180 in degrees and minus 180 and positive 180. So similar to last few examples, we need tan of x is equal to minus 12.5. We find that it's negative, which means we must be in Q2 and Q4. If we work out our base angle, we find that theta is going to be the inverse of 12.5. And on our calculator, we should find that it's about 85.43. This time we're in degrees. Since we're going from minus 180 to positive 180, we're going to have a clockwise rotation so minus 180. Starting there, we'll have a full rotation to get back to positive 180. So we're going to find one over here, which will be at 0. So 0 take theta. And then if we continue on, the other one will be over here. And we can find that by finding 180 take theta. So our first one, we found 0 take theta. So it'll be 0 take 85.43, which is just simply minus 85.43. The other one is where we have 180 take theta. So it's 180 take 85.43. And if we work that out, we get minus 85, oops, no. Sorry, it should be 94.6. So they're my two solutions for x. So that's all we need for example 2. In the next video, we'll have a look at the last example, example 3.